All right. Welcome back, everyone. Or if you're new here, welcome to the deep dive.
It's great to be here.
We're going to be doing a deep dive today into a topic that can really impact the crypto market.
For
We're
sure.
talking token unlocks. These events can really shake things up. So if you're savvy and you understand them, you can actually use that knowledge to kind of get an edge, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of information out there, and if you can sift through it and understand what's going on, you can definitely benefit from it.
That's what we're here to do today. So for anyone who maybe just stumbled upon the show, let's make sure everyone's on the same page.
Sounds good.
What exactly is a token unlock?
Okay, so imagine a company's launching a new cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah.
They'll often hold back a portion of those tokens. They lock them away for different reasons. Maybe it's for the team, early investors, or just to make sure everything goes smoothly when they launch the coin.
Right, right. Okay.
So a token unlock is basically the scheduled release of these tokens back into circulation. You can kind of think of it like a dam breaking. You have all this water held back, and suddenly it's released and floods the market.
Okay, so it's a sudden influx, like a big supply increase.
Yeah.
But why should our listeners care? How does that actually impact things?
Well, it really all comes down to the basic principles of supply and demand. When you suddenly increase the supply of something, in this case a cryptocurrency, it can put downward pressure on the price.
Yeah.
Imagine you have this rare collectible. If suddenly there were a ton more of them out there, it wouldn't be as rare or valuable anymore.
Right. Makes total sense. So more tokens in circulation could mean a potential dip in price. But this week is particularly interesting. What's on the horizon? What's coming down the pipeline in terms of these big unlocks?
Yeah, this week is definitely jam-packed with some major token unlocks. First up, we've got Avalanche. 1.67 million AVAX tokens, that's over $60 million worth, are set to unlock on November 18th.
Wow, that is not small potatoes.
Definitely not.
Before we jump into that, for those who may be new to Avalanche, can you give us a quick overview?
Sure. Avalanche is all about speed and efficiency. It's a platform that lets developers build decentralized applications, things like decentralized exchanges or lending platforms, and they can even create their own custom blockchains specifically designed for what they need. So it's really a hub for decentralized innovation, a very exciting platform.
So, knowing that 1.67 million AVX tokens are about to be unlocked, what does this mean for Avalanche? What does this mean for anyone holding AVX? Good news, bad news? What are we thinking?
Well, historically, when we see unlocks of this size, we tend to see a dip in the price, maybe 5–10%, in the days that follow the event.
Okay.
But here's the interesting thing. These particular tokens are being released by the Avalanche Foundation, and their whole mission is to actually grow the Avalanche ecosystem. So they might use these tokens to fund new projects, incentivize developers, or support community initiatives. So yeah, we might see a dip initially, but it could actually lead to a surge of activity and development on Avalanche in the long run.
So, short term, maybe some jitters, but potentially positive long-term implications.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, what's next on our list of upcoming unlocks?
All right, next up we have Oasis Protocol Row OC. Now these guys are unlocking a massive 176 million tokens, and that's happening on November 18th as well.
Oasis Protocol. Now, they're really focused on privacy, right?
Mhm.
And that's a huge topic, especially in a world where data is so readily available. It's everywhere.
Exactly. They're building a blockchain platform with privacy built in. Imagine your data is truly yours. You have complete control over who sees it and how it's used. That's what they're aiming for.
It's a powerful concept.
Oh, yeah. And they're also focused on scalability. They want to make sure the network can handle a huge amount of transactions as it grows. So that's a big focus for them as well. And this specific unlock is to reward, early contributors, the community, partners, everyone who helped build the Oasis ecosystem to what it is now.
So, a pretty major redistribution of wealth within the Oasis community. Given all that, how do you think this is going to play out in terms of the price of Rosie?
I mean, you're right. That's a lot of tokens. It's bound to cause some price fluctuations, right?
Right.
But the Oasis team has been super transparent about this unlock and their long-term vision. They believe it's going to empower the community. It's going to fuel development. It's about laying the groundwork for a more decentralized and private future.
Okay, so another one to watch closely. It seems like the theme here is watch the short term, but don't lose sight of the big picture.
Definitely.
All right, last but certainly not least, let's talk Cardano.
Okay, so Cardano is unlocking 18.53 million ADA tokens on November 21st.
Now, Cardano is famous for its really methodical and rigorous approach to security and sustainability. They don't just jump into things.
That's right. Cardano's development is all guided by scientific research and peer review. They've built a really, really strong platform. And what's interesting about this particular unlock is that the tokens are actually being directed towards staking and treasury reserves.
Okay, hold on. I think it's worth pausing here to explain exactly what those terms mean, because I'm sure there are some folks out there who may not be familiar with staking and treasury reserves.
Absolutely, great point. So staking is basically putting your tokens to work. You lock up your ADA and you get rewards for helping to secure the network.
So you're contributing to the network security.
Exactly. And in return, you get rewarded. Think of it like earning interest on a savings account.
Okay, that's a really helpful analogy. And what about treasury reserves?
Treasury reserves are like a community fund. It can be used for future development, partnerships, or other things that benefit the Cardano ecosystem as a whole.
So these are funds set aside for the long-term growth and health of the project.
Okay, so that being said, this Cardano unlock isn't really flooding the market in the same way as these others we talked about, right?
Exactly. Because these tokens are going to staking and treasury reserves, they're not going directly onto the open market. So we're probably not going to see a big price impact on ADA from this unlock.
Okay, so it's a well-calculated move designed to strengthen the network, not to create price volatility. Interesting.
Yeah, it really goes to show that not all token unlocks are created equal. You really have to look at the context.
Absolutely. Context is key. Any other unlocks coming up that we should be keeping an eye on?
Yeah, we also have Ethena, ENA, and Apecoin, APE. They're also unlocking tokens this week. They're not as big as the ones we talked about, but still worth noting. So in total, we're looking at over $123 million worth of tokens being unlocked this week.
Wow. So there's a lot going on. So for our listeners who are maybe feeling a little overwhelmed, trying to figure out how to navigate all this, what's your best advice? What should they be thinking about? All right, so a few things. First, look at how big the supply increase actually is. If it's a relatively small unlock compared to the total supply, it's probably not going to cause massive price swings.
Okay.
Second, you really want to understand the project's goals. Why are they doing this unlock? Is it to fund development, reward the community, or something else?
Right.
Understanding the context is crucial. And finally, never forget about risk management. You want to diversify your portfolio, set stop-loss orders so you can limit any potential losses, and only invest what you can afford to lose.
Solid advice. Always good to be reminded of those things. Knowledge is power,
Right.
especially in the world of crypto where things move so fast.
Absolutely. Speaking of knowledge, here's a thought for you and our listeners. How do these token unlocks and all these different strategies reflect the bigger picture, the evolution of the crypto market?
That's a great question. Definitely something to ponder. So for all of you listening, make sure you check out these projects, do your own research, and as always, stay tuned for more deep dives. We'll be back next week with another fascinating topic. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.